All right, welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom, and today we literally have to do some fighting here because the JASMY price set has just been spooked along with the rest of the market. Up until the day before yesterday, things were going so well. Everybody was awaiting an October, but Iran and Israel just decided that, you know what, everybody can go and F themselves. We are gonna just go ahead and do something that will dump the market. And of course, JASMY was no exception. We were seeing the price really tanking so much. But obviously now the question is, what is going to be happening next? And that's the purpose of this video. We're going to be doing more like a post-mortem to kind of see like how much damage was actually done on this price set. Now, before we get into the content, I want to kindly ask you to help me spread the video. Things are probably looking so bad right now, but maybe this could be a huge opportunity to buy before things really start taking off. So again, we had a falling wedge here with the JASMY price, and I always say time and again that falling wedges have got a success rate of about 70% to reach their price target, of which in this situation we'll be expecting the price to touch points around something like 3.3 cents here. Now, what we have currently as things are standing right now, this pattern has not been invalidated just yet, but the condition that you would need for this whole thing to continue holding up is for JASMY to currently hold the levels that it is at right now. So I'm talking about prices right around 1.9 cents or maybe 2 cents for the JASMY price. That if those levels happen to hold, this could actually turn out to be just a backtest of this falling wedge, and then the price continues pushing towards the upside again, managing to reach the top of the wedge. Now on the other side, and I think this is very important, especially if you are somebody who trades JASMY in and out, building a position like I do, right, with Patreon members. Of course, we don't trade our main position here on the JASMY price. We have a different trading portfolio, and we are taking advantage of the short term to build a cash position, and of course to use that money to buy more crypto. So it's a win-win scenario, and if you're interested in that, of course, check out the link in the Patreon. Do we win all the time? You best believe that we also lose every now and then. I mean, take a look at this volatility that was happening today. This JASMY trade, for example, I opened earlier on minus 30%. A few minutes later, it's up 33%. A few minutes later, it's up 49%. This other one here, minus 44%. So at the end of the day, the idea here is to be profitable. So feel free to check out the link in the description or maybe the comment section for the Patreon. But coming back here to the JASMY price set, I think that there are actually much more important things that we usually talk about, and that is usually the 50 daily moving average. And I think I've done a great job explaining how important this thing is. And really, if I am to summarize everything real quick here, when the JASMY price that is below the 50 daily moving average, this is really when it turns bearish. If I may just show you a few examples here, let's go back to something like the 2nd of August 2024. You close below the 50 daily moving average and take a look at this whoop that go. I mean, this is not too good, right? It's insane, like, and it happens really fast. So that's just one example, but also take a look at this part here. This is right around 30 June 2024 again, and you see you have a huge crash, and it really happens fast. That's the takeaway actually. And you know, we have got shallow ones, of course, back then in something like January 2024 you also see, but it's also something that is very much fast. I think this was a 25% dump or something like that. Again, below the 50 daily moving average, you see moves like this one right here, which sends the price really super low. And I've always said time and again that I want JASMY to stay above the 50 daily moving average. Unfortunately, the JASMY price was not able to do that. And in my trading right now, short-term trading, I will be considering JASMY to be in a short-term bearish trend unless and until we find some candles that go above the 50 daily moving average. Then from there, we can start entertaining trades which support the idea of JASMY pushing towards the upside. But immediate short term here, the honest truth is that because of the 50 daily moving average, and of course we were also taking a look at the EMA ribbon here, you can see that the EMA ribbon has also been broken towards the downside. The other thing that we were looking at was the RSI, saying that look here, when JASMY is above the 60 mark here on the RSI, this is when it actually gets bullish. Below that, it's struggling, and unfortunately with the recent events, in as much as I would have loved JASMY to continue pushing and pumping, this is not the reality. And if there's one thing that I've learned in this market is to always be honest with yourself and stay true to yourself, because once you ignore feelings and just look at raw data, you will be very much surprised to see how profitable you are going to become. And that has really helped me in the last few years or something like that. So now that brings me to the next important point here. In the immediate short term, yes, I'm saying JASMY, just according to the data that we have for now, is looking a little bit bearish up until things change. How low do I expect JASMY to go here? Now, again, that's a very important question. Our main support level here for the JASMY price, let me repeat one more time. The main support level here for JASMY is right around 1.5 cents. All right, but I said the main support level, right? This is not a level that I expect JASMY to play around too much because it's so dangerous, and you have to understand that in technical analysis, the more you hit on a support or resistance level, that's actually the more likely you are going to be breaking that eventually. So I'm saying this, and I really hate saying that the main support level is at 1.5 cents. But the good thing right now is that up until we get to that point, we still have got this level here to defend right around. I think the lowest here is something like, 1.75 cents for the JASMY price. So the immediate support, again, for clarification, is right around 17.5 cents here for JASMY. If we happen to break 17.45 cents, yeah, maybe this is when we can start talking about 1.5 cents, saying that. But again, as I say, I don't want really to talk about 1.5 cents as the main support level here because it's just so much dangerous. The reason why I'm saying that, and I don't even know whether I'm supposed to be mentioning this, but I don't want to bring a lot of negativity to you guys. But essentially, if we get back to 5 cents one more time, would have essentially created something like a head and shoulders pattern here. So this will be maybe the left shoulder, the head right there, and then this will be the right shoulder. This will not be too good, to be honest with you, and for this reason I want to stay away from that topic for now because it hasn't happened just yet. Let's take a look at 1.75 cents for now, and then from there we will take it and try to see how far the JASMY price that is progressing. Now, if we go down to the 1 hourly time frame, there is a waterfall crash that we are seeing by there. Now, I've said this time and again, I even teach it in the technical analysis toolkit that we just launched last month, and we usually have a pattern like this with these liquidation events, right? A waterfall crash, a V-shaped recovery, then from there you have somewhat of a retrace that happens in there. This is a moment you can expect to enter a long position, and you would be expecting the price to pull itself to the top one more time. So this is something that is a little bit developing right at this point for the JASMY price set, but I think up until we get to something like 17.5 cents here, then we can start expecting some kind of a bounce in there, and then we see what we can do. So my fingers are personally crossed that, in the very worst case scenario, at least 1.75 cents should be able to hold for the JASMY price set. Then from there we would have to analyze, but again, I just don't want JASMY to be playing around that 1.5 cent mark one more time. Let me give you some kind of good news here because I've just been a little bit negative here. So take a look at this JASMY price set relative to our Velo price set, which is the blueprint here. Again, it's just emphasizing that 1.5 cents has to hold no matter what, because what we are saying is that, you see, when we get to this range here for the JASMY price set comparative to the Velo price set here, this is the last support. Then you have to push the price towards the upside. Right now, in this situation, Velo was having a stretch of something like the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. For JASMY here, if we go ahead and apply the same thing from top to bottom here, we are looking at something like 54 cents for the JASMY price set. So I think this is the best news of the day. If JASMY really holds the support level at 1.5 cents in the very, very worst case scenario, 54 cents is the biggest thing that we are going to be looking for there. But should we fail to hold that level, man, you know what, we'll talk about it later on. But you know what, I just want to remind you guys about the event that our partners over there at BingX have provided for the crypto fund community. A lot of activities and tasks that if you complete, you can go ahead and bake in something like $5,450, and on top of that 300 ton tokens. The event is going to be lasting 29 days from now, so I think you should go ahead and take advantage of this. But there's also another one here in which it's basically like a deposit challenge kind of a thing, and here you could win up to something like $7,100 in terms of trial funds. I was asking about how this usually works, and they told me that they've got vouchers which you can just go ahead and redeem. If you, for example, let's say you have got a $100 voucher, right, and you have lost $100 in a trade, you can just go ahead and redeem your voucher, and then from there you just offset your losses. I think it's a fantastic concept. So go ahead and check out the activities there that our partners over there at BingX are providing. And of course, I want to remind you lastly that I have got a toolkit that I want you guys to join. We haven't been taking in people for the last 2 weeks or so because we had a problem with the payment but right now it's back on, and you can check it out. This is a toolkit that I prepared for you over the summer so that you could actually just become an independent chart analyst and you'll be able to make your own decisions. Stop depending on other people. That's the reason why 90 to 95% of the people in this market are not even making money. They're just sitting and watching other people do this. You guys need to get your hands a little bit dirty, and I think this course will actually be something that is very much helpful. $35 is a one-time payment, and you can have the rest of the videos your whole life. 34 videos that I've prepared, and the rest will be unlocked, I think, on the 10th of October this month. So that's pretty much, guys. See you on the next one. Take really good care of yourself. Just remember, none of what I say is financial advice, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and then like the content, share it. I mean, do whatever you want to do so that this JASMY message really gets out as soon as possible. Bye bye.